So what's happening, good people? Welcome to the first episode of Mad Rich Fishing. I'm your host, the one and only, the Mad One. So today I'm doing something new and something different. I am going to be fishing at Chickasaw State Park. So I'm gonna get back to you in just a sec. So as you good folks can see, I'm over here at Chickasaw State Park, and we doing a little fishing. We'll be using this bait here, something I got in my mystery tackle box. I hadn't seen. It's made by 13 Fishing. It's a pretty cool looking little bait. For everybody watching, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to God, and I also want to thank my loving wife who got me my first GoPro so that I could record some of my fishing that I do. I'm an avid fisherman. I fish on the regular, mainly for bass, largemouth, smallmouth stripers. And the area of town I stay in is predominantly largemouth. But every once in a while, when I get a chance to go out and do some different stuff and fish some different things, I do. So I want to thank everybody for joining me on this journey that we finna go on, because I've been wanting to do this for a long time. I watch a lot of YouTubers do their thing, so I figured I might as well get along into it too. And since I enjoy fishing, I might as well showcase fishing, which is something I love to do. And I am chunking this thing a country mile almost. I don't know how deep the water is here. As of here at this Lake Placid up at Chickasaw State Park, the lake record for a largemouth bass is currently 13 pounds, which was actually caught, if you can see it, by the little buggies over there. It was actually caught right up next to the bank over there by those buggies. So I was out here doing some work today and then got done a little early, so I decided to stop and fish. So that's what I'm gonna do. You can hear the geese out. They're always out. Should be about their mating time right about now. So, in most of your fisheries that you fish in, whether it's lakes, ponds, that type of things, the wildlife is out. So I advise everybody to be careful, especially with the geese and the ducks. They are very active at this time of the year where I'm at. So we're gonna try my infamous favorite bait now, which I'm not sponsored by them in any way, shape, form, or fashion, but they are my favorite bait, and that would be the lovely 6 Sense. So this is it. This is that 6 Sense blade bait, one of my absolute favorites. I can catch anything in the world on this bait. It's also paired up with one of my favorite rod and reel combos. This is the Tatua Daiwa Tatua. This is the 7.1, and it's paired up on one of my favorite rods, which is the St. Croix Mojo Bass. I absolutely love this rod and reel combination setup, and one of the reasons I love it is because when I cast this blade bait, I can cast it pretty much to the other side of every lake without even much effort. As you can see, I just casted it probably easy a good maybe 100 feet away from me right now. So one of the reasons I love this rod and reel so definitely one of the things I love about that rod and reel combo is that I can cast it literally anywhere, and I can get it some great distance, and it doesn't get hung up. One of the things that I'm infamous for doing is that I will ever so often get a little grass on it, but that's the purpose of the blade bait. It's sort of like a lipless. You just get it down in that grass and then you rip it back out. And most of the times, if there's some fish hunkering down in grass, that's where they're going to be. Feels like I'm going through some grass right now. So you just jerk a little bit, rip. I don't know what that is. I may have just got hung up. Yep, I think I did just get hung up on something. It doesn't seem like it wants to come loose from that. So we're gonna loosen the drag a little bit. Let off some of this tension in hopes of getting my bait back. Must have hit a tree stump or something out there. We ain't coming loose from it yet, whatever it is. Oop, somebody left a rod and reel down here. Either I just broke off, which I did. Yep, broke off. There was definitely something there that was a little bit of something else. One of the things you'll find at a lot of different ponds and lakes is you'll have a tendency to find rods and reels. And someone just leaves out. Looks like that one has been through a couple of things. Looks like it's a fluger. Little short rod and reel. That sucks in regard to my blade. That was one of my favorite things. So, luckily for me, I got some more in the truck. So I just got to go grab another one. So that's what we're going to go do. It happens. It does happen. So we're back now. We went and tied us on a new blade bait. Got a different color, so we're gonna see what happens now. So I won't be throwing back towards that tree again. now we're back down here at the lake. We're good to go now. So, let's try again, shall we? Put it out here in the middle this time, see what happens. And boy, out to the middle did we go. Just bumped something there. May have been grass, but we did bump something. Yep, looks like it was grass. Came right through a little grass mat. Go out this way. Sounds like we messed up a little bit. It sounds like it's on top of the water. There we go. We just fixed it. Nope, came back again. Good now. And back out we go again. Definitely some grass right here in front of me. Probably not too far out too from the looks of things. Definitely a bunch of grass right out in front of me. So just some stuff to always pay attention to. Back out again we go. They always want a little wind on the water. That way if the bait fish are moving or the wind's moving the bait fish, you get an opportunity to get you some that's following, or stragglers, or whatever. That time I went to a big grass mat. So, just different things to look out for. Over here behind me. The water is really cold from what it feels like. Feels like it's really cold. So they may be hunkered down low, or they may be up towards the rock, or wherever they can find structure, which is where most of the times they will sit so that they can get some warmth. It's still a little chilly around this area. It's not too bad, but it's still a little chilly. Yeah, I'm definitely coming through a lot of grass. Try out again out there in the middle. Let us sink a little bit and see what happens. We're up here parallel with the bank. See what happens. See if there's anything over here near the bank cruising on the wall or shallow or okay. So we're gonna go down a little bit to where the water's a little calmer and see what we find over there. Let's try from here for a little bit. See if we get anything. If not, we're gonna move over there to where the cabins are, and we're gonna fish from that little bridge for a little bit. See if we can find something over that way. But when I drove by earlier, I watched a lot of fish showing a little activity out here towards the middle about this area. So I'm hoping that there's still some out there. But we will see what we find. We will see what we find. My blade bait is my go-to bait because number one, I can cover a whole lot of water with it, and two, I can cast at a very far distance to be able to cover a lot of water with it. And I can pretty much get it anywhere, and it'll come through anything unless it gets embedded in something, as we saw earlier with the tree or whatever that was it got embedded in. But if I can get close enough to it, it will usually come back to me. So through that way and got some more grass. Looks like there's a little activity down towards that edge down there. Unless that's just the wind blowing a certain way on the water. Could just be the wind blowing on the water. But when you're fishing and it's going slow, you always want to pay close attention to the water, because the water will tell you where everything is. If you got light wind, always listen. Be attentive of your whole surroundings and everything. And that, ladies and gentlemen, I think is a fish. Yes, it is. My first fish at Chickasaw. It's a little guy, but I got one. Calm down, little buddy. Calm down. Nice little pounder. Nice little 1 pounder. And there you have it. Nice little guy. Real nice. Nice colors, nice markings. Get a quick photo of him to show my buddies, my fishing buddies. And we're gonna get him back in the water. And there he goes, guys. Back out in the depths. So that was a good first one. So I'm gonna get this started. So now the skunk's off. That's good. Let's go back out there. See if we can find something a little bigger. Once again, another reason why I absolutely love this blade bait. There's one thing that'll catch a fish, is that blade bait will. And it'll catch bass, crappie. I've even caught a couple of bluegill on it. So it will catch pretty much any fish. If they're hungry enough and they see it coming through, they hit it. I was fishing a local fishery in Memphis called Apexus Lake yesterday, and in a 30-minute period of throwing just my blade bait, I caught a 3-pounder, a 4-pounder, and a 5, all back to back, right after each other. They probably were schooled up. So you put one in, throw the blade bait back out there, and I would hook another one, and I would do the same thing over and over again. But don't worry, we gonna get to Apexus one of these days, and we gonna record and show the lay of the land kind of thing, and show y'all how we fish out there. Got a couple of different local fisheries that I fish on a regular basis. out this way now. Well, if we came somewhere close to some rock or some flat surfaces, we'd find one. Sure enough, we did. We found us one. Usually around this time is when they start trying to, for the most part, once the weather calms itself down, it's not having differences between warm days and cold nights, they get the idea to start bedding up to spawn. So right now we're probably in about pre-spawn time frame-ish. We haven't all the way got there just yet down here, but we'll get there soon. Probably within the next week or two, where it's mostly 60 to 70 degree days and 40 and 50 degree nights. Plus, not to mention, time goes forward tomorrow evening or tomorrow night going into Sunday. So we'll probably start getting that going, where they get that time frame right to where they want to start pre-spawning and moving up and start bedding up and stuff. So there we go. We got uncaught up there, unraveled. So just a good time all the way around with fishing. Blade's messed up again. I can't really tell, but it feels like it's swimming funny. Yep, it is. And then we just got back right, just that quick. Hit another grass patch. Must be a big grass patch there. Yep. Alright, we're gonna walk down some more and see what happens. I'll get back with you people when we get down there.